Okay, good afternoon, guys. Mike here. Let's chat about a reloading manual for a change. The ideal Lyman gun sight, number 38. It's kind of a cool old manual, and there's some really interesting things. Now, I'm not going to go through this thing page by page. I'm going to stop here and there, but I'm going to throw in a bunch of still pictures, as we go through it as well. But there's some cool things. So hopefully my eyesight lasts long enough to get through this. 1951, number 38. So somebody who was born in 1925 would have been in their late 20s, 26 years old. Probably would have had 3 years of combat experience from World War II. Already started having kids. This would have been the book that either our father or our grandfather was using, depending on how old you are. So 1951. Very brief, to the point contents listing. This was in the book when I got it. It's always kind of fun to see notes that guys were using. Ambrite number 2, Curtis and Harvey, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28 gauge. Charges ranging from 24 to as high as 42 grains, I guess. And then this third column was drams, which was a much more popular measurement method, but we don't really use it these days. And shot loads, as low as 5/8 and as high as 1 1/8. So general duty ammo, I guess. Yarrow's limited extra pay by agreement. Oh, this was kind of funny. Job number info, all that kind of stuff. Name, clock number, confined space. It's blank, and then under dirty money, it says paint, 1 hour. Anyway, okay, let's flip through here. We got our standard introduction, how to reload. Of course, profiling a lot of their tools, and okay, alloys. A little bit of talk about alloys here, which I kind of alluded to in the pewter video, I guess. Variations, groove diameters of barrels, how their molds are made, picture of a hollow point mold there. Down here we got a armory bullet mold, which I don't think I've seen anybody do a video using this exact type of sprue plate cutter, which looks like it's locked in position to only move just enough to cut the sprue. Anyway, okay, let's carry on. Okay, here's a cool one. Duplex loads. Now, when I think of duplex loads these days, I'm thinking of something like, like 2 projectiles. In this case, like a 38 special with 2 round balls loaded in it. But I'm sure you could do like double wad cutters, or wad cutter and a bullet, or wad cutter and a round ball, or any kind of combination. That's what I think of for duplex loads. But back in the day, 1951, probably a few years before rock and roll became a big deal, most people might not have had a TV set in their house back in those days. Anyway, duplex load in here is an actual powder mixed load. So this is for 22 Hornet, and it shows to use 8 grains of 4227 mixed with number 5 pistol powder, or number 5066, it looks like, pistol powder. And then it tells you over here, and then there's a second and a third load here using 4759 and also unique. But over here it even tells you to use a long funnel to pour the powder in when you need to settle it. You have to measure your pistol powder out by weight using your powder measure set on 3 for the 3 grains. And you're supposed to take these 3 duplex charges, which are to be mixed thoroughly in a larger case before filling your 22 Hornet case. Anyway, I thought that was really kind of interesting because they don't talk about mixed powder loads anywhere these days. Okay, I had to go back and refilm a section because I missed it and I really didn't want to leave it out. It's more info on duplex loads. This one's for Georgia Boy 44 who's into the 3855s these days. Anyway, this one's interesting because it's mixed smokeless and black powder duplex load using a 255 grain cast bullet number 375248. It looks like you use 38 grains of F or FG black powder mixed with 5.5 grains of number 4759. And over here it says duplex load, put black powder in last and compress. So now the same kind of load over here under 4570, which is also kind of interesting because it's a popular cartridge these days. You know, it has a duplex load, 62 grains of double FG black with 8 grains of number 6 pistol, launching a 405 grain cast bullet number 457124. And they give a little more instruction here. Put black powder in last, enough so that the bullet compresses powder charge, burns clean. Note, 62 grains double FG may be varied to obtain correct bulk in the case. So that was my missed section on the rest of the duplex loads. Back to the regular scheduled program. Okay, moving along here. If anybody wants to see, a particular page out of the book or section, just contact me. You can get my email address from my about section, or you can find it on Twitter or Instagram or wherever you want to look. It's there. Anyway, 222, I put a sticker here just because this was the king dog for 22s, prior to 223. Anybody who's interested in 223 really should have some kind of a basic understanding of where it came from and what was prior to that. And 222 was a king back then. 2520, small game. Some people shot deer with it. Anyway, let's see where the next, we're up past 7mm, 30 M1 carbine, 311 359 Spire Point gas check bullet, will not mangle small game. And this one's also an excellent small game bullet. Anyway, that was kind of cool. Okay, and then down under the loading section, this is neat. Under jacketed bullets, using 2400 powder, or it looks like 4227. Anyway, under the 2400 section, it says these loads have been tried and we pass them along, assuming no responsibility for failures, etc. All appear safe. So, you know, the guys that were doing the ballistics testing probably back then were just probably good old boys that really loved shooting and had a lot of knowledge about it. You know, they weren't any kind of a physics graduates. I'm not sure who does that kind of stuff nowadays, but okay, I have cellar load on my note here, so it looks like, yeah, this one under 3030 or 30 Remington, number 31113, 87 grain round ball for cellar load and small game at close range. Cellar load, I assume they mean, you know, shooting in your basement. Anyway, moving along here, let's see. Okay, this one I just highlighted more as a point, you know. This was only 6 years after World War II ended, so you can bet there's going to be a maximum amount of information for 30-06. I mean, these guys just spent years of their life relying on what 30-06 could do for them. So it's pretty extensive. And then under 7.62 Russian, under the ideal bullets section, it says note, use the same cast bullets and charges as 30-06. And then there's 5 loads for jacketed bullets, and that's it. That's the entire section, which, you know, of course, why would they want to give you any load data for a commie cartridge? Okay, up into, okay, pistol loading data. Under 30 Luger, there's 2 loads here, 89 grain bullets, using unique, or looks like pistol 5066. Estimated safe loads. So you never know, like, if they really tested them or if these were just guys that knew what they were doing and said that's going to work. Okay. Probably everybody's favorite bullet these days, and probably for many years to come. Elmer Keith knew what he was doing. He designed a bullet that not only worked great, but people like. And it comes in, or came in, okay, this is the 358-429. It says 173 grains. Looks like it's got one big lube groove, one crimping groove, 3 good solid driving bands total. Nice flat nose. It is a really great bullet, there's no doubt. Anyway, 358-429, and it can also be had in the hollow point version, 358-439, and in a hollow base version, 358-431. Cool. Okay, moving along here. 44 Russian. Everybody's favorite bullet again. 250 grain, 429, 421 Keith bullet. Extremely accurate and most desirable as a heavy hunting bullet. Can be furnished hollow pointed. Hollow base can be ordered by 439 422. Okay, we're just about through it. Some pretty cool stuff. It's really interesting. And to top it off, 250 grain 454 424 Keith Bullet, especially for Colt's revolver. Okay, moving along. 1951, folks. You know, us older guys, it doesn't sound like that long ago, but you know, to you younger guys, that's 70 years. That's a long time. They're talking about neck sizing, how cases expand, wall thicknesses, full length sizing, cleaning, drying, washing, powder, cannelured cases, looking for pressure signs, types of powders. You know what, it's just a written version of Saturday night's chat. It's all over the place. I mean, of course, it's the manual on how to do it all, and you know, these guys had it figured out. I mean, there are some modern advancements as well. Here's a discussion and a diagram showing a very good understanding of barrel whip, harmonic vibrations, how to adjust for that. Bullet info. Anyway. Okay, next flag here. Oh, okay. Everybody's nerd. Many bench rest shooters equip the trunk of their cars with complete reloading supplies for on-the-spot reloading. And here's a miniature bench with obviously everything a person needs to adjust your loads right there at the range. Percussion caps, muzzle loaders, charts as required for everything from musket caps and percussion caps, round ball sizes and weights. Now we're into we've been through rifle, pistol, of course shotgun, although it is actually quite a small section. You know, it's compared to the others for sure. Highlighting some of their great tools that they made, which I'm sure lots of us would really love to have these days, especially for low volume shooters. You know, hand turn, you know, geared roll crimping machine with 4 friction points. Anyway, more tables. Okay, and then we're at the end of the book. This is where the catalog portion of the book starts, and their advertisement, which makes total sense. They want to sell their equipment, and the 310 tools, the 55 powder measure, which most of us know is a pretty famous powder measure. Single bullet molds. More, you know, presses, armory bullet mold again, double cavity mold, shot shell loading equipment. They were big into scopes. Their sights are still to this day, you know, fantastic. I don't think they make them anymore though. Not sure. Oh, shotgun, the cuts compensator for the shotguns. You know, these guys were figuring out how to shoot geese at 70 yards, which maybe they're doing today. I'm not a goose hunter, but they had it figured out. Okay, that's it. That was the 1951 Ideal Lyman number 38 reloading manual. And I forgot to use all my props, except for my duplex. Anyway, okay, everybody have a great day. Mike out.